Mute off. Because otherwise you do talk. See that level? But I'm going to hold the microphone. Yeah, I got it. Well, I got it. Yeah. We have control. That's the one that's coming for now. Remote south and the water. Baby step line. Monday. It'll change. It's perfect for Oh no. Just tell everybody that's watching to mute their phones.
We're in trouble now.
Go to YouTube. Go back to YouTube. Can you go to YouTube? Down there at the bottom.
We almost have it.
Yeah, we I think most people don't want
It gets adults because I know he will do this.
That's fine.
Very good. Oh, yeah. Sorry about we didn't know the video, but maybe we'll hit it. Okay. First thing on the agenda is the minutes from March 2023 meeting. Everybody had a chance to go over those minutes. Anybody got any corrections, any discussion? Their motion to accept those.
I make a motion to accept minutes.
Your second, everybody second that. All in favor? Anybody got any corrections?
Just turn it down.
Guys, just
Thank you.
work without the app and obviously.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's still working. No, my background, is that okay with you? That's fine.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right, we have a special guest tonight, Kathy Norman. You're gonna talk to us about the kayak launch project.
Thank you for the time this evening. And I think Dennis and a couple of other members from the CPC board came down and spoke with you and probably your manager as well. I was not able to attend that meeting at the end. But they wanted to talk and find out, originally we had asked that you have to have some kind of progress on the kayak launches, which was the Knox kayak launch and the one at the very end of the trail. And it appears that you're not going to be doing that after all. Is that the case or?
No, I believe we are going.
Okay.
Part of it, it's part of the grant that we're going for in general.
But
It is, it's my understanding, we were confused about it. They don't want us to use that as a matching for the grant. They want us to get started on the project.
yes,
And Tracy and I, when we met with Jenny and
There's not a source.
Earl,
their source.
that was clear and we're going to proceed that way.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and proceed with those two kayak launches immediately or
Yes.
within the next 6 months or
Yes,
so?
yes, we're going to talk to Aloy. I think he's the one.
Bob Aloy.
Yeah, and get some figures,
Okay.
and then we're going to start with the one at White Oak. And then if we have money left, then we'll start if we want it.
Say it around. At the very end of the trail.
I got a question though. So where is that money that we're gonna come up with coming from?
The CBC board gave 30.
I know that money, but there's like a matching with that.
Yes, you have to come up with, and there are other ways other than that grant to come up with some money. And I can be happy to meet with your park manager. And I think we talked about that last time. I think you were there too.
Right.
We talked about places you could go and get money to match that.
Right.
We knew it wasn't gonna be enough to complete both of them, but we felt it was gonna be close to half for this one and half for that one.
Right.
And that's what we felt like you needed to raise some of your own funds to get that going too, so.
And I'm, at least my view is I'm fine with going ahead and trying to get that additional funds. It's just that we don't have the funds within our existing budget.
Well, you have the money that we gave you that's set aside. So you have to raise the other funds. So that means if you're gonna get going on that 18 months, you better be getting going on it, so.
I do have a couple of questions as far as the kayak launches go, because the ones that went the main part, and the other one was that English Lake.
Yes.
English Lake, okay, what are you envisioning these kayak launches to look like?
Well, was a whole plan that the park board had originally a couple of years ago. Commissioned Bob Aloy, who is from Territorial Engineering. And we had several kayak launches starting at the end of the county, all the way to the end of this county. One of them was in the Whitehaven Park before the rapids. And the last one will be down there at English Lake. And there are renditions and renderings for each one of those. And I don't know if you guys have that online on your website or not.
I don't know.
We don't.
We have the.
I don't know if it's on the website.
We don't.
Nah,
There is a
there's drawings.
plan that was made, and Bob did get, as part of our plan at that time, he did get permits from the DNR and everyone for those kayak launches, so they're permitted.
I know that with the Withigan's boat launch, that is in desperate need of repair. But
Which boat launch?
Withigan, Knox Park,
Oh,
that boat launch is in need of repair. But the boat launch there at English Lake is in good condition. And I can't imagine why money would be spent on another boat launch when that one is perfectly accessible.
well, I don't know, was that at the time that we did that? Rick was pretty.
Kayak launch is a little bit different. Boat launch, there were some other things they wanted people to be able to walk down. There are some differences and they're highlighted in Mark Wilson's plan from JPR. What the difference between the kayak launch and the boat launch is, I don't know offhand, but it is in that report.
And then one more thing is, I frequently float the river and fish, up all the way up and down the Kankakee and everything. The hardest floats, like if you were to float from the English Lake, like if you wanted to plan a float from the English Lake on out, you have to pretty much plan a full day because the next place to get out is past 41 at Bell Bridge. So
That's outside Starke County, so.
and then also in between down that whole stretch of 10-mile road was that ever?
So one thing was, you were thinking about connecting to the Marshall County. Marshall County is developing a kayak launch system as well. So you go from the eastern side of Marshall County to the western side of Starke County. And that would basically be the end, and that would be the out point for the kayaks. That would be original, and then if eventually someday might go west of that. The plan was to join up with Marshall County and have a 2-county system, and that's pretty far, pretty good distance.
Where does the county line end? I mean, how,
East,
Well, Rick.
1200 east. Yes, and there's not gonna be a launch that would, one of the launches that was also looked at was 1100 east.
Yes.
That would be the next one. 1200 was not a good place for that.
We had some criteria when we looked at all those, was it safe? Was it easily accessible? Did we have enough property that the county owned or had control of, whether that be by way of easements or to be able to put those in, and some of those did not work out. So that's why the spots that were chosen. I remember there's one,
1100, 23 and 8, just south of that,
yes,
700 east, Wythogan Park. There was possibility in the future of doing one at 550 and Yellow River. And also we looked at 39, but that wasn't a good spot. And then all the way down at
English
English Lake.
yes.
Now, 39 was looked at to be an emergency exit spot if you come west from Knox and you can't make it all the way and you could get out at 39 and 39 near 12 Mile. So that is on the original scope done by Mark Wilson and expanded by Bob Roy.
I like that, that was just the English Lake Park for me and others as well that I talked to, the English Lake one, is that for people to come and visit, you know, North Judson and come and, you know, want to kayak that stretch, they do have to look at, if they want to get on that river, they're looking at easily at least 8 hours.
Well, it does go east and then come back to that point, really. For now.
Dick, wasn't it mentioned that when we talked with Denny, that this one on the other side of the park was more of a place to get out because of the
Yes.
rapids?
Yes, it's on the other side of the rapids, just between the bridge, the old railroad bridge and 35. That's where that one's gonna go, so people can get out and not have to go through the rapids. And then they can just walk underneath the bridge and go down the other one, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're exactly correct on that. So anyway, gosh, we're excited then that that's gonna go forward and we're gonna be seeing some shovels and hopefully in the next 6 months.
Hopefully.
Perfect, that's all we need. Thanks.
Okay.
Pardon me, sir. What is your name, please?
Justin Resnick.
Okay, thank you, Justin. It
Okay,
helps some people know their names for the minutes. Okay,
the next on the agenda is the Veterans Memorial update, and Carl's going to report on that.
So we had a meeting last Monday. Myself, Dick Beecham from the Starke County VFW, Todd Linebaugh from the Hamlet American Legion, and Jim Brown from the Knox American Legion. I talked to Matt Fox, who's the commander at the North Judson Legion. He's still trying to find me somebody over there. We're supposed to have representation from all of those service organizations. So we met, we discussed the maintenance at the Veterans Memorial and Memorial Day Parade. In the past, they've always had the Knox Marching Band, a few of the surrounding fire departments, and some of the service organizations. This year, we're going to try to include the North Judson Marching Band and the Oregon Davis Marching Band as well. The Knox VFW had bought a 30 by 60 American flag. We're going to try to get some volunteers to carry that in the parade route. And then we're going to try to get with someone to get a horse where we can do a riderless horse to lead the parade. And then a few other cosmetic things down there at the Veterans Memorial. We're going to meet again on May 8th to try to get everything. Everybody's got some assignments that they're supposed to do, and then we'll get back on May 8th and secure everything.
Okay, very good. Any other discussion about that? Okay, next is grant application update. Tom Burge.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where my name is on it, but I am part of the committee as well. We do have a meeting scheduled for the 13th to go over the draft. The final draft from Troyer before the board gets it. So we'll be meeting on Thursday to take a look at that, see where it's at, make sure we're on schedule for submitting the grant application.